my screen. Please confirm see my screen as well. Okay. Can you see my screen now? I just started presenting my screen. Guys, please confirm.
No, it's not visible actually.
Okay, let me just try once again. Nav, Das, can you confirm if you're able to
Yes,
see?
yes, yes.
Okay. Good evening, Das. So welcome to
Hi,
Business
Kiran.
Analysis Masterclass at MGM IT Training Solutions. So let me just quickly give a brief introduction about myself, and then we can delve into the agenda of this demo session. So my name is Kiran. I have a total of 7 years of industry experience, and all the 7 years experience, I've been working as a business analyst. So I started off with Amazon way back in 2016, and then I moved to Sutherland, and my last company is Google. Okay. So in these 7 years, and I left Google as a senior business analyst. In these 7 years of experience, I've handled many projects, and I've also trained. I did corporate trainings, and I was also a freelance training for the last 4 years. So I have completed more than 30 batches, and I've trained more than 400 students. And my students are working across many companies, not only in India but also in UK, USA, and Australia. Okay, this is just a brief introduction about myself because you need to know whom you're speaking to. So this is just my experience in 1 minute. Okay. So now what we'll do is we will first understand, the agenda of this meeting. So firstly, we are trying to understand what is business analyst. Okay. So here I've mentioned three critical points on how do we understand business analyst job role. So it is a professional who analyzes an organization needs, suggests solutions to business problems, acts as a bridge between stakeholders and IT teams. So the very first point, a professional who analyzes an organization needs. What do we mean by organization needs? Organization needs could be anything. It could be a need relating to the performance of the entire project. It could be automating the entire project. It could be any need, business need, which is impacting the overall business of the customer. Okay, impacting in the sense it could be financial impact, it could be time frame impact, it could be any impact it can be. So a business analyst is the person who will analyze the needs, as in once we identify the need, we will be able to provide a solution to the problem which is being identified. Okay. So again, our curriculum is designed for an entry-level business analyst. So for entry-level business analyst, I don't think we will an entry-level business analyst will not be in a position to suggest solutions directly to the client. However, we will be working on other aspects. So the second point is something which a senior business analyst will do. So we will not talk about the roles or responsibilities of a senior business analyst right now. However, in the future, once you get enrolled, we will touch base upon what a senior business analyst would do as well. So since today being the very basic level, we are just touching at the entry level. So we will not get into the details on how do we provide solutions to the business problem. But if I have to give it in a layman's term, so the senior business analyst will look into multiple factors and then provide a solution. It can be from the financial standpoint, it can be from the regulator standpoint. There will be many factors that will be taken into consideration before the solution is given to the business problem. Okay. And the third one, this is extremely important point, which every business analyst would have to do in their daily job role. So which is acting as a bridge between the stakeholder and the IT team. So what do we mean by stakeholder? Okay, stakeholders again, we can categorize them into two different sections. One is internal stakeholder, and the other one is external stakeholder. Okay, so in internal stakeholder, we will have our project managers, our IT teams, our testing teams, our Scrum masters. These all come under the internal stakeholder. And the external stakeholder, it can be your project owner, it can be the regulators, it can be the end user, it can be the customer. Okay. And the IT team. IT team is again the techies who build the product basically. So if I have to simplify it, so business analyst would be the will act as a mediator, facilitate communication between the stakeholders and also the IT team. So one thing we need to keep in mind as a business analyst is not all stakeholders will be technically savvy. So we as a business analyst should be facilitating communication between both the teams, bridging the gap between both the teams. So we will have to understand no communication or no interaction or no meeting will happen in a large scale project in a large scale company without the business analyst getting involved. Okay, so we basically bridge the gap between both the teams. So this is just the overview of what business analyst is, and we will also talk about the different types of business analysts that are there, and also the importance of a business analyst in the next upcoming slides. So we have two types of business analyst, which is functional business analyst, and then the second one is technical business analyst. So for functional business, we will understand there are again many business analysts as well. We have Salesforce, and again, these are again, I would say, byproducts of technical business. But as a whole, in general, we have these two business analysts. One is functional and the technical business analyst. So we will look at what business analyst is, sorry, functional business analyst is, and then we will also learn about technical business analyst, and we'll also understand the difference between both these categories. Okay, so functional business analyst is a business, these business analysts, functional BAs, will completely focus on business needs and processes, and they will translate requirements into functional specifications, bridges non-technical stakeholders and technical teams. So I will explain one point to the other. So the first one focuses on business needs. So I've already told you what business needs are. So it could be any need which is impacting the overall performance or the finances at stake, or the business not growing, anything. So these are all business needs. So we focus the core responsibility of a business analyst is to focus on the business need and the process. So what do we mean by process? Process meaning how is the existing process, how is the operation currently running in that particular project at the client's end. So we'll focus on both the aspect. One is the need and also the process. For example, if I were to give an example, we at MGMIT. So let us assume we have an HR. So and we have a team of trainers working with the Z-learning platform. So if we were to build a CRM software for our training institute. So what happens is the business analyst before building the product, they will sit with the owner of MGMIT, and then they will try to understand their requirements, and they will try to understand what is the business need and also the process. Process meaning how are the trainers' attendance getting tracked? How are their schedules getting monitored? How are the leaves getting managed? How are their payrolls getting managed? Their incentives, everything. So this is the process. Okay, business need is building the CRM tool in our case, and processes, how is the existing process functioning right now? So we focus on these two aspects majority. Okay, it doesn't mean we do not focus on the other aspect, but primary focus will be on these two aspects of the business. Okay, and the second one, which is translating requirements into functional requirements. Again, so in the world of business analysis, we have three types of business of requirements. The first one is functional requirement, technical requirement, and then transitional requirements. So we focus on functional requirements. So what do we mean by functional requirement? So functional requirements are nothing but how the system should behave once we develop the product. For example, let us take the example of Facebook. Okay, once we type in a username and password, so how should the system behave? How should the home page be? What option should be on the right side of the web page? What option should be on the left side of the web page? And what are the options on the topmost web page of Facebook? So how should the system behave? And also, how should the system behave when it is on a on a Google browser? And how the same should behave on a Safari browser? And the mobile thing, everything related to these things are basically called as functional requirements. How the system should behave once the user or once the end user inputs any information. Okay, these are called as functional requirements. So we as functional business analysts completely focus on the functional requirements. So again, technical, there are the second category, the technical requirements. We will not get into the details of technical requirements at this stage, but we'll certainly discuss in the future. And also the same with the transitional requirements as well. Okay, these two requirements we will discuss in the future. Right now, since we are completely, our training program is completely focused on functional analyst, business analyst. So our main agenda will be how to track these functional requirements. Okay, this is the second one. And the third one, again, the core responsibility of NABA, which is bridging the gap between stakeholders and the technical. So here I very specifically mentioned non-technical stakeholders. So before we get on to any meeting with any stakeholder, we need to always ensure that we do not be, we do not use any technical jargons when we interact with stakeholders because we might encounter stakeholders who are not technically savvy as well. Okay. So in that case, we will have to keep our communication extremely simple and make sure that each and everybody in the meeting room is able to understand what we are speaking. So we need to ensure that we bridge the gap again, facilitating communication, mediating conversations, everything. A functional business analyst should be doing. Okay, this is functional business analyst. Now what we'll do is we will move on to the next slide, which is we'll try to understand technical business analyst. Okay, so this is technical business analyst. So here, the main responsibility of a technical business analyst is to understand both the business processes and also technical solutions. Okay, what do we mean by technical solutions? Technical solutions, as in they will be actively business processes, as again I have told you in the previous slide. In technical solutions, the business analyst, the technical BA, will also get actively involved in the development stage of the product. Okay, let's say if it is Python programming, they will definitely work with the development team very closely. So they will be actively, they will try to fix the if there's any roadblock from the technical standpoint. Okay, when we are developing the product, so they will understand both the business process and also technical solutions, and they will be actively involved in the technical design and the implementation phases. So during the development stage and also during the implementation stage, a technical business analyst will be very active from end to end in most of the cases. Okay. And over here, the technical BA will work very closely with the IT team to align technology with business goals. Okay. So aligning technology meaning whatever product that we are building, it has to the end goal for business analyst, for let it be functional BA or a technical BA, and the end goal is to align the project should be successful and aligning with the business goal, right? So here they use technology to fix the business problem, whatever the client is facing. Okay, this is just a brief introduction of both the categories in for a business analyst. So now what we'll do is on the next slide we will try to understand the difference between functional BA and the technical BA. Okay, so here the functional business analyst will know the business process accurately. So business process we've just discussed, in a couple of slides ago, and the technical BA will know the technical details very accurately. Okay, doesn't mean again. So this is again for educational purposes. These are again not a thumb rule that functional BA will not know technical details and the technical BA will not know business processes. Okay, ideally this is how we differentiate. So a functional BA will be an expert on business processes and a technical BA will be an expert on technical details. Okay. And again, in the project implementation phase, when in the project entire project phase, so a functional business analyst will focus on the initial stages, which is at the requirement gathering. So sitting with the client, sitting with the leadership, and then trying to understand what is the actual business need and the business process. So a functional BA will be very active during the initial stages of the product, of the project. Okay. Whereas the technical BA will be involved from the start to the end. Right. So that is the difference. And again, Again, I do not mean that a functional BA will not get involved throughout, and the same goes over here as well. This is just a brief differentiation. Okay, the main core expertise is what I'm talking about, or I'm presenting over here in this slide. Okay, and stakeholder interaction. So a functional BA will usually deal with the business side, and the technical BA will usually deal with the IT teams. So what do we mean by business side? Business side are again the stakeholders, the scrum masters, the project owners, project managers, the client, the end users, customers, everybody are the business side. So over here again, the technical BA will usually work very closely with the IT team. And again, the same logic applies over here. Uh, this is again for differentiation purpose. We will be seeing functional BA getting involved in the IT team and also vice versa. All right. So this is about the different types of business analysts. That we have currently. Okay. So what we'll do is now we will try to understand. Now that we have understood, until now, we understood what is business analyst. Okay, and the types of business analyst, and also about the difference between both these business analysts. Okay. Now we will understand the importance of a business analyst in an organization. So you might be having this question. When a technical when the technical team itself can it is not the business analyst who builds the product. So at the end of the day, it is the technical team which builds the product. So why do we need a business analyst in an organization? Why can't the project managers or the technical team sit together and then build the product, taking the project? No, if it works in a small scale project, very small projects, but again, the more large the project is, the more complexities we will face, and the more complex the project is, the importance of BA will be immense. So we'll see the difference, importance of BA in an organization. Over here, what I'll do is I will not talk about the points over here. I'll just give a case study. Okay? Using this case study, you will be able to figure out the importance of business analyst in an organization. Okay, let us assume we are building a CRM tool for the organization that I work for, and we have one HR, and she's handling payrolls and their attendance, their leaves, everything of the employees manually on an Excel sheet and also on a Word document, anything of that sort, manual work. Okay. And every month, she's investing close to 1 week to 2 weeks of time completely on processing these payrolls and then their leave balance, their festivals, their holidays, their OTs, overtimes, their complimentary hours and also bonuses, everything manually she's doing it. And she's investing 2 weeks of time in a month. So now what happens is me as a business owner, I don't want my HR to be sitting on this task for 2 weeks. Okay, I want a software, a CRM tool, which will automate this entire process where the employee, where the trainer or anybody, the employee, all these 50 employees should be able to log in and punch into their attendance manually. As in they'll have to log into the system and the attendance should be captured. Their leave should be captured automatically whenever they want to leave. Their break schedules, their appraisals, their bonuses, their overtime compensations, their yearly appraisals, everything has to be on the system. Okay. So this is my requirement as a business owner. Now what I'll do is I will go ahead. I will contact any firm, and then I'll set and I'm in a meeting with the project managers and also the business analyst. The business analyst would then pitch in. He would talk to me, understand my existing process, how my HR is currently running the show in my organization, and also my business need, which is to automate everything. So the business analyst would automatically get everything sorted, everything documented. He passes on this information to the technical team, and the technical team builds the product, and the testing team ensures that the product is well and good, and then the CRM tool is finally built. And now that the CRM tool is built, 2 weeks of time which my HR was taking in every month, now the same work is getting completed with 1 day. Okay. 2 weeks of work is getting completed in 1 day. Now what happens is me as a business owner, I will be investing, the rest 9 working days of my HR are being productive. I can ask her to do some additional task, which will help my business to grow to the next level. And it also saves my money and time as well. Okay. So this is the case study. The product is finally built, and my employees' productivity, my HR's productivity has increased. Now what we'll do is we will map all these 3 points with the case study that I've just told you. Okay, the first point improves efficiency over here. In my case, in our case study, it has definitely improved the efficiency of my HR through process optimization. How did the process optimization happen? By building the CRM tool. Okay. The first point is achieved. And the next one, reduced cost by identifying and eliminating waste. Obviously, me as a business owner, I saved 9 days worth of salary from my from my business, which I was supposed to give to my HR. I understand, 51 HR and then 50 employees is a small number. Imagine my organization is really huge, where I have 1,000 people working for me, and then I have like close to 50 HRs working. Imagine and multiply that by 2 weeks, 15 to 2 weeks of every HR. Okay, see how much, me as a business owner, when I look into it. So obviously my cost is getting reduced by eliminating waste as in doing manual stuff on an Excel sheet. Okay. And then ensuring solution is meeting needs and adds value. Obviously, now that the CRM tool is built, it is meeting my business need and also adding, and there's also value addition to my business by building the product. So now you understand, right? Now I understand. Okay. So this is all the skill set that a business analyst would bring into the project. Now you might be understanding, oh, it's CRM tool, only 50 employees. Why would anybody need, a CRM tool? Yes, in my case, I wouldn't need a CRM tool, but imagine I gave this basic example for you guys to understand how, the importance of business analysts and how efficiency is improved and process optimization is done. Okay, imagine if this is a very large scale project with many complexities in it. Okay, over there it is the business analyst which will help us in identifying and then getting rid of all the roadblocks that the project is facing or the business is facing. Okay, so a business analyst job is extremely important in any project. Okay, so this is the importance of a business analyst. And then we will understand, now that we've understood what is business analyst, the importance of a business analyst, types of business analyst. Okay, now we'll understand who can be a business analyst. Okay, so anybody can be a business analyst. Okay, it doesn't matter if you have a science degree, arts degree, technology, management. You do not need a fancy MBA degree from IIMs or ISBs or NMIMs. No, if you are a graduate and if you have basic analytical skills and keen interest in technology, you can be a business analyst for sure. Okay, your qualification really doesn't matter as long as you have the skill set that is required to be a business analyst. So even a fresher can be a business analyst. A person who is working in sales, marketing, call center, HR, anybody can be a business analyst as long as you have the necessary skill set. And we will provide you with the necessary skill set to be a successful business analyst. Okay, so this is the criteria or to be a successful business analyst in your careers. Now we'll understand what is the role of a business analyst and responsibilities of a business analyst. Okay, so the first one and the extremely important one, gathering and defining requirements. This is one important job of business analyst, which will either make or break the project or the career of a person. Okay, because in my case study, which I just quoted, let us assume the business analyst entirely took my requirements wrong. Okay, instead of building a CRM tool, he built a tool which is not meeting my requirements. As in, how do I put it across? Instead of when I me as a business owner, when I asked him to build a CRM tool managing my attendance and leaves, so he took the requirements in a wrong direction, and he built the CRM tool in such a way that the attendance is not getting marked, whereas something else is getting marked. Whereas the student data, we are an e-learning platform, right? The students' data is getting marked, which is really not the need of the hour. Okay, so gathering and defining requirements will be extremely important for any project, and we as junior business analysts we will be actively participating in this activity very frequently, and mostly your interview question and answers will be on this particular aspect a lot. Okay. Again, we do not worry about it because we have many templates, many techniques on how to gather the requirements and how to define those requirements. So this is one activity that which is extremely important for any business, for any project. And we as a business analyst, we will have to be very cautious in doing it. And the second one, conducting market analysis and project feasibility. This is again done by a senior business analyst. So again, to touch base upon, so market analysis and project feasibility, the senior BA and the project manager, they'll sit together. They will identify if working on this project is actually profitable or not. And then if it is profitable, only then they will accept the project. Else they will say, no, we cannot work on it. Okay, on what factors they do it and all, there are again many factors, the resources that they're being invested, there are many things that will be taken into consideration. So there is not a job role of a junior BA, so we will not get into the details, but again, to make it extremely simple, a senior BA or a project manager will identify if this project is being profitable or not, looking at many multiple parameters. And if it is working out, only then they will accept the project. So that is market analysis and project feasibility. So eventually, once you gain experience, once you have like 4 years or 5 years of experience, you can definitely acquire those skill sets as well with proper certifications. All right. And the next one, communicating between stakeholders and the development teams. So again, I guess I don't have to explain this because since the start we've been discussing only on this particular point. So we will communicate or bridge the gap between the stakeholders and the development teams as functional leads. And now we will understand, roles of a business analyst in SDLC. So again, SDLC for guys who don't know, SDLC is software development lifecycle. So every project will go through different phases, especially in agile projects. It will go through 6 phases, and a functional business analyst will be very active during the initial stages of the project. So there are 6 stages. So a functional business analyst, what we are doing right now, will be focused on the initial stages a lot, not all the 6 phases. And it doesn't mean that they will not be involved. So we will always ensure that the requirements are implemented correctly during development. Though we are in the initial stages, over the period of time, if any of these stages, we will obviously keep an eye and ensure that the requirements, whatever we've gathered, are being are being accurately and correctly being implemented during the development phases. Okay. However, our main responsibility will be during the initial phases, and also at the end as well, verifies the solution and meets business during the testing phase, which is nothing but once the product is being built. Okay, there's something called as user acceptance testing, where the business analyst would, if I have to put it in a very simple term, layman term, we will do a demonstration. We will give a demo session, quote unquote, to everybody, to all the stakeholders, demonstrating how the product is working. Okay, and if there's any mistake and all, again we'll redirect it to the technical team. But again, if there's no mistake found out, then it will obviously go into the implementation stage. So basically, in for a functional business analyst and the 6 phases of SDLC, we will be very active during the initial stages and also at the end stages. And that doesn't mean that we will not focus when the project is in the middle stages. We will definitely keep an eye and we will check if the requirements are being implemented correctly or not. And if the technical team has any questions with respects to developing the product, the first, obviously their first point of contact will be the business analyst. Okay, so we will have to be very clear, with the requirement and also the business need. Okay, so these are the stages in which a business analyst uh, would be would be actively participating in the SDLC stage. Now we've understood, the basics of business analyst job role types and everything. Now we'll understand, the roadmap on how to be a business analyst. Okay. So this is the roadmap, guys. These are all the chapters that will be taught to you in the training class. One is introduction to IT. If you're a fresher and if you're a non-IT student, do not panic. For the first 1 week, we will cover the basics of IT, how different types of IT organizations, different types of projects, and everything basically how IT functions, SDLC, so agile, waterfall, the basics of IT completely. Okay, and ECBA, which is entry level certificate in business analysis. The curriculum that you will be trained on is aligned with IIBA, and the curriculum whatever they suggest, we are doing it over here. So you can rest assured you're in safer hands. Okay, because the curriculum is as per industry requirement. Okay, these are all the chapters that we will be learning, during the course of our training, which is business analysis, key concepts, BA planning and monitoring, elicitation and collaboration, requirement lifecycle management, requirement analysis and design definition, underlying competencies, and then techniques. So these are, this is the curriculum for an entry-level business analyst suggested by ECBA, and our curriculum is aligning with it, and we will only learn whatever is needed for a business analyst. We will not get into the technical details whatsoever. Okay, so this is the roadmap. Okay, and the training plan. So the total duration is for 2 months, where we will have all these modules, that you will be taught on business analysis fundamentals, requirements management, tools training, and real-time case scenarios and project works as well. Okay, and this training will be both, interactive, guys. So this being demo session, it is me only speaking. But again, when we actually get into the training sessions, it will be interactive. It will be two-way communication. I will be asking questions. You will have to. It will be two-way communication. It's not one way. Okay, with assignments as well. Okay, and we'll also look at the tools that are required for a BA. We don't have to be a functional business analyst. We don't need complex technologies, or we don't have to be techies, technically savvy to do this job role. Okay. So we can, the basic tools that we work on are Microsoft Excel, SQL. These are enough, more than enough. And diagramming tools, Gitmind, we have Visual Paradigm, Visio, Lucidchart. We can use any of these tools. Okay. These tools are again extremely user friendly. Anybody can use it. These are not very complex. It is easier than Excel, if I have to say. Okay. These are used to create diagrams. Okay. And we will also talk about management tools, which are Jira and Confluence. Again, these are again, tools required. I do not want anybody to panic over here when I say tools, because more than the tools, it is the skill set that is the project management skill set that is important for a business. Okay. And now we will see the different job roles that you can apply for once you complete the masterclass, the training. So these are all the job titles that you will frequently see on your LinkedIn profiles or LinkedIn or Naukri or in the job portals. So these are all the job titles that you can research, and you will be able to see here. Using these titles, you can apply for these job roles. Okay. So this is the titles. And now the next big question, job market, salary, is my career secured? Yes, no matter what, jobs will be secured for a business analyst. AI will never ever take a business analyst job role for sure. That is not going to happen. Okay. With business analyst job roles will never be impacted by, artificial intelligence. And we have this hyperlink over here. I'll share it with across. So if I were to give an example, for any technical job role that you see currently, the current trend is you will have to compete with close to 60 people, to get selected. Whereas for business analysts, it is only 5 to 6 people. So imagine the ratio. So if you were to become a Python developer or a Java developer, you'll have to compete with 50 to 60 people. For business analysts, 5 to 6 people. So not everybody is aware of the business analyst job role, guys. So it has gained popularity in the recent times. The sooner you adapt, the sooner you get into this particular job role, the greater advantage you would have in the future when business analyst job roles will take over the market completely. Okay. So techies, and then we already have advanced AI tools like Devin, which is practically replacing. Again, it is very the early stages only. Early stages only. It's literally scaring many developing jobs. So imagine once it is fully operational, obviously the development team, they will have to upgrade themselves or look for an alternative career. The same goes with testing. So whereas business analyst job role is not something like that. So you would need analytical mindset. You would need people with experience. Definitely these jobs will not be impacted. And the average salary for a business analyst here in India for a fresher in a product-based company is 5 LPA to 11.5 LPA. And the average salary is around 8 LPA per annum for a business analyst from a fresher standpoint. All right. So this is what we do, guys. And the next, what do we offer? So once you get enrolled with us, we will provide you all these resources, which is online and offline classes. You'll have a bootcamp project, resume related documents. We will give you an ATS free resume preparation. We will help you with that. LinkedIn optimization, interview question and answers, online community where we can be post all the jobs that are being posted on job portals, and job assistance and certification of course completion. Okay, these are all the benefits that you get from enrolling into our masterclass. And if you scan this code, you will be able to find all the details and the contact number. All right. And this is the address where we will have our trainings. Okay, it is in Amirpet. If you stay nearby, if you prefer offline classes, you can feel free to walk down to this office and then register yourself. All right, and that is it from my end. And yeah, thank you for joining this meet, guys. And yes, you have any questions now?